What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Peace in. Hello, this is Greg from Greg's Tutoring NYC. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. I've been conversing with a lot of you guys online, and there's a lot of hullabaloo going on about the SHSAT and the screen schools and middle schools. So the question comes down to be, what do you do now, right? Some of you have been prepping for a while, and you had the dates here as your targets, and all of a sudden, kind of the rug got pulled out from under a lot of you guys. As well, the DOE has never opened up registration, can't shifted the date of the SHSAT, is not telling us the date of the SHSAT. Screen schools are completely up in the air, and also middle school is on hold, as well as the gifted and talented program. So there's lots of confusion going on around parents. So, like, what do you do from there? As well, some of you are just finishing up boot camps and like multi-week courses at your SHSAT prep centers and so on. And it's very confusing. I'm not a prep center, I'm a tutor, but my clientele is just going back and forth since March. Everybody stopped when the pandemic happened. They started up again. Now people are unsure what to do. If it gets moved a few weeks, that's cool. But if this gets moved a lot, then what can you do? All right. So I get kind of your confusion. I get your plight. What we have to do, though, is really hold the DOE's feet to the fire. So let me just change the screen for 1 second. I'm going to put up some info there, which you should really be adhering to. In fact, I'm going to copy some of these into the chat window so that it's easier for you guys to just click on the links. So what you need to start doing is contacting your representatives. So here is the info for the city council. I'm posting it into the chat. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So that's the link to get to your council representatives. Here is the link for your state assembly. How's it going, everybody? What's up, guys? So I'm going to kick and scream a little for this session here because I'm getting just too many emails from parents and families and kids. A lot upset, and I think you have every right to be upset. This has gone on for too long, and using the pandemic as an excuse is no longer a valid place to be. So what I'm suggesting you guys do, for starters, is contacting all of your representatives. Send emails to the DOE as well. Call the DOE. Email, contact your reps, send letters, have your parents call, have your friends call. This is all uncalled for, and this is kind of me giving a little call for action here, because this is something you can do. Registration never opened. They're not telling us when it's going to happen, and it's just confusing. So this needs to be done. Again, I'm a tutor. You could say, oh, he has a vested interest and so on. You know what? I have children of my own who are going to school. I went to Brooklyn Tech. One of my daughters went to Brooklyn Tech. I have an interest in this as a citizen of the city to also have feels and so on. Yes, do protest. I actually went to a protest 2 weeks ago for supporting the specialized schools and the screen schools and gifted and talented. In fact, for improving education through the whole public school system. We got to do this. You guys must call. You must write. We have to hold their feet to the fire. It's too long that this is happening for. And asking them, when is the SHSAT going to happen? And what is the city's plans on exactly how to do it? And again, it's not just SHSAT, it's gifted and talented. It's screen schools. In fact, they're not even opening the regular registration for normal high schools and normal middle schools. Everything is just on hold. And at this point, it's silly. Yes, a pandemic happened. But yes, they also have other things to do. The DOE has billions and billions of dollars with a B. Their budget is larger than some countries' budgets. Okay? There's 1 million children here. Just for the SHSAT alone, we're talking about 30,000 people. Again, that's larger than some cities are. All right? And that's about 30,000 out of 75,000 or so that takes the SHSAT. That's an awful lot of people taking this test. Okay? And if they can do all the other stuff, I understand there was a problem reopening of schools. I understand there was a pandemic. But they also have thousands of people there at the DOE who could work on this. Every person at the DOE wasn't just trying to get the schools open. And to say that's true by the mayor and the chancellor is false. That's a false narrative, okay? All right, so I'm fired up, guys. I'm fired up. So you guys, you need to call. You're the guys here. I called. I did rally. I'm doing my rounds. I'm all over the internet helping you guys. All right, all for free. I don't get money for this. All right, so you guys need to do it for yourselves. It's not enough to say, oh, it won't matter. It will matter if 30,000 people call up just for the SHSAT. If another 50,000 call up for the high school thing, if another 60,000 call up for the middle school, if another 20,000 call up for the GNT, that's hundreds of thousands of phone calls here. If you realize it's children entering grade 5, children entering grade 8 and 9, okay, and also children entering pre-kindergarten. That's 4 years out of the 12 years. That's 1/3 of all the kids. So if there's 1.1 million kids, we're talking about 300,000 to 400,000 families involved and just stuck. Okay? All right? So if everybody's cool with that, we're there. Please contact your reps. If anybody watching this is confused about how to contact your reps, then please email me. It's not hard to email me. Again, I'm all over the internet. My fingers and my nose and my tentacles are everywhere. So if anybody needs any help about the SHSAT or the GNT or the screen schools or just middle school and high school admissions, please contact me. You guys know I'm on your side. I go above and beyond the call of duty for everybody. And you guys need to do it for yourself, though. As much as you might want to depend on me being a leader, I'm not a leader. I'm just another citizen like the rest of you guys. So it's something you guys need to get going and be doing for yourselves. All right? And hold their feet to the fire and say you want this to happen. There is staff doing this. Okay? There is staff doing this. In fact, the staff that was supposed to be doing stuff for the SHSAT, nobody knows yet, still easy, and that's what part of this is about. Go to the replay. I put some links up on the side. Contact your congressmen, your assembly people. Contact the DOE themselves. Email to high school. Let me put it in here. Whoops, I just screwed something up there, didn't I? Because there's also this. High school enrollment at schools.nyc.gov. Do I have that right, guys? Or is it an underscore there? I forget if there's an underscore right there, but I believe it's HS enrollment at schools.nyc.gov. Let me check another one because it's actually another email. Give me 1 second. Special. Where did I put that? There's a second email as well. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's this one here. I'm going to put it on the next line above here, and I'll put it in the chat as well. HS enrollment at schools.nyc.gov as well. All right, so you guys are armed now with a ton of info to get to do your job and try to get this kick started. I don't get any money if you guys take this or that. I don't get any money if you don't. This is just the right thing to do here. All right. And a lot of you prepped up until now. What are you going to do if the SHSAT is postponed until March? You already paid tutors and so on. You want this? No, it's not happening in November. So here's what my prediction is. Normally when the DOE does something like this, they need 4 to 6 weeks of upfront time to do your registration and so on. So that means if they announce today that registration started, to me, the first day the SHSAT could really be is December 15th, okay? And then a week later or so, you're going to be off for a week. So to me, the earliest this could possibly happen at this point is your winter break, okay? That's my perspective on this. I have no inside knowledge of this. I'm just giving you my gut feeling and the way I think this is going to go. By the way, people joining, hello. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like. Okay? So my best guess is that the winter break is the very first opportunity that the SHSAT could happen. And if it doesn't happen, then it's obviously happening in 2021. All right? All right? So there's other questions we can get at here too, which is, what do you do in the meantime? Okay? So we're going to talk about that as well. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get back to a file I had up. So that's kind of what I think is going on here. And it really doesn't matter if you prepped with a tutoring center, if you prepped with a tutor, if you prepped solo, or you didn't prep at all. At the end of the day, how is high school admissions going to happen? How is middle school admissions going to happen? How is kindergarten admission going to happen? All right? So in terms of your studying and prepping, it seems to me there's a couple of things you could do. One is nothing. Do nothing. Just sit there and wait. Okay? Just sit there and wait. The other thing is, since some of you studied really hard up until now, and if I'm saying that the SHSAT may not be for another 2 months, maybe it's time to just take a little break. School is going on. Part of it's confusing. Remote learning is screwed up. It's harder to learn right now than it ever has been because remote learning is not at 100% as if you're going into person. So you may want to take a little SHSAT breather just to clear your mind of it so you can focus a little on your classes, or maybe even just to relax. It's also time to inspire yourself, right, while you're contacting your reps and so on. So this is a great time, I think, for just resetting yourself academically. Okay, just reorient your brain. Okay, it's also a good time to reset yourself on how you're approaching the SHSAT. Okay, there's that as well. So let me put up some links for that because I did an 8-week study plan. I'll put that into the chat. Which basically lays out in 8 weeks how you can prepare for the SHSAT. Now, some of you are better studiers and preppers, and some of you went to better middle schools than others. So 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 20 weeks, no matter how you slice this, hatch a plan. Now, for those of you who have prepped up until now, you may realize, oh, I'm not good in geometry. I have a problem with poetry. This is your opportunity to reset yourself even on stuff like that, right? And it gives you a way to kind of refocus and reset. And you might say up until this point, even if you went to a tutoring center, you might say, you know what, those tutors were not really that great. I went to them because we paid X dollars for an 8-week class or something like that. Now's the time to reset yourself. You can maybe pick another tutor. You can maybe try to do another perspective on some of this, all right? By the way, I have tons of SHSAT material on my channel. Whoops, I just screwed something up here. Give me 1 second because I deleted the tab with the YouTube thing loaded. Anyway, when it comes back, I'm gonna put up a link to my channel. I have hundreds of videos, so therefore there's hundreds of hours of SHSAT material here, including for other grades too. Okay, so I'm going to put a link to my channel up right now into the chat. Please subscribe. You'll get notifications. And then there's categories of different stuff. Also, if you go to my website, GregsTutoringNYC.com, there is a section on it pertaining to, did I type that right? No, I didn't. Pertaining to different sections like an ELA starter kit. Some of you know I'm doing a problem of the day, and I'm going to continue that for a long time. We may end up with hundreds of problems of the day problems. They're apropos. They're at the SHSAT level. They're not easier. They're not harder. They're right. They're right where the questions deal with. I have another section that deals with only for those of you who are going to enter the 10th grade with the SHSAT 9 material. Okay, so there's things like that. So so what can you do? So contact your representatives. The second thing is maybe take a little breather. And the third thing is reset yourself. Figure out where you stand. Did you have bad prep habits? Did something happen in your family relating maybe to COVID or not, where you couldn't quite prep? Now is the time to kind of let all that kick back in. All right, guys? By the way, I noticed the YouTube channel I typed in wrong. So let me do the YouTube channel, repost that. It's basically missing the H. So there's things like that that you can do as well. All right. And as I keep telling you guys, if you're doing prep and you run into a problem, email me the problem. I don't care what section it's on. It could be on a passage. It could be SHSAT 9 math. It could be anything. It could be a private tutor you're going on. You're confused about what they're telling you. If you have a problem, contact me and I would help you through it. Because a lot of things, they're not simple. There are some people say, oh, the SHSAT's easy, oh, the SHSAT doesn't really test you on anything. Well, there seems to be a lot of people having a challenging time because it is indeed a challenging thing to do. So again, it's a time to redo that, reset yourself, look at all the hundreds of hours and the hundreds of YouTube videos I have on the SHSAT and other things. Now, some of you prepped really well, and what I notice happens is that some of you start post-prepping. And by post-prepping, I mean you go to tests that are beyond the SHSAT. Like a lot of you prep with the SAT. And I commend you people who can do that. But the SAT is not the SHSAT. It's a different test that has a different purpose, different criteria, and a different thing. Now you could argue like, well, the SAT passages are harder than the SHSAT. So if I can answer that, I can answer the SHSAT passages. That's true to an extent. Where it fails down is that the SAT is testing on different things in your reading comprehension that the SHSAT is not. There is an overlap. There is definitely an overlap, but there are different kind of tests, and the SHSAT is also so main idea focused. And by the way, I have YouTube's on main idea. The SHSAT is so main idea focused that using the SAT for the SHSAT is actually the hard way to do it. So the logic that I'm using harder passages, and when I go to the SAT, they're easier, it doesn't really fly. So this is a case where intuition is neither right nor wrong. Intuition is just turned upside down. All right? So there's things like that. All right, so that's mainly what I want to say today. Registration hasn't opened. They don't know when it's opening. I will keep on top of it for you guys. You can always go to my site because the day it does back within 5 minutes, I will post onto my site that it's game on. I also post on Reddit. I post on the schoolboards.com. I post on a whole bunch of different places, including on Facebook as well. So just at the end of the day, contact me, guys. In the meantime, you must contact the DOE, and you must contact your representatives. Some of them disagree with the SHSAT. It doesn't matter. Still tell them you want it. Your job as a citizen, you're their constituent. Your job is to convince them. They're supposed to be representing you, not representing just how they arbitrarily feel. Okay? In the meantime, the DOA gave us the dates, and they changed it. They pulled it out from under our rugs. and nobody knows why. We can say, oh, pandemic, 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 but a lot of people don't believe that's actually the reason. All right? So that's really all I want to say here today. I hope everybody's doing well, and this is going to work out, guys. Um, I'm trying to do my best to do all the different things I can pertaining to this, and let's see what's going to go on here. And I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of you guys noticed that I haven't been doing as many live streams this season, so to speak, and even from the beginning. And this is why. My gut was telling me that this was the kind of thing that was going to happen. So I pretty much postponed it. Yes, thank you. So I pretty much postponed doing my live streams. And once the DOE announces it, because like I said, I don't see this happening before the winter break. And it may even take as long as the February break. And when you think about it, all the DOE needs is a Scantron. Once they do your bubble sheet, they can compute all this on a computer in a very short amount of time. The hardest part is actually gathering all the bubble sheets together and sending it to the testing center. Okay? Otherwise, once the computer gets a hold of it, this is easy peasy nonsense. All the programs are written. It's just going to scan the stuff out. All right? So the SHSAT being as late as February is actually not a problem. Right? And you guys know this. When you take a Regents or a state test, they can give you your score in 48 hours. So this is very, 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 very possible. All right, guys? All right. So I see a bunch of people in the chat and a bunch of viewers online. Does anybody have a question before I head out? Any questions? So do you agree with the use of the SHSAT regardless of the pandemic? Just curious. Not sure what you're asking there. I support the SHSAT, and I support a whole bunch of other things. I support gifted and talented. I support screen schools. I also support your local zone schools. I also support encouraging and lifting everybody up. That's why I'm on here doing free live streams. It costs me a lot of time, energy, and money to do these live streams and try to help students across all grades. The DOE needs to improve education everywhere. So I don't see anything wrong with the SHSAT, and I also don't see anything wrong with something that's not the SHSAT. I don't think the test needs to be canceled, and I don't think it even needed to be delayed. These schools have been around for years and years and years. There are 700 high school programs, and all 700 need the attention of the DOE. 700, that's an awful lot of high school programs. Okay, all of them need it. Why do you agree with standardized tests? I'm not going to talk about that here. If you want to know about that, you can email me. Right now, I'm focusing this stream on the SHSAT and why the DOE is not doing anything. I support all sorts of education. I support quizzes. I support classroom tests. I also support other mechanisms to measure a child. So I never said I agreed or disagreed with the standardized test. Are you on here just to troll me? If you are, you're going to lose. All right. Anyway, it seems like you have nothing else to say. So goodbye.